Hello everyone and welcome to the penultimate race of the Crown Royal Truck Series season, the Caterpillar 350 at the Atlanta Motor Speedway. 40 drivers fighting for the 65 laps around this 1.5 mile oval. Last season was a bit of a chaotic race. Zachary DeLello got his first career win in an emotional victory on a last lap pass around, I believe it was Jose Perez. But you have drivers here that were in this race last season looking for a comeback. Sebastian Kukulon and Dusty Neal got into it after the race, after Neal was having a lot of issues during the race after multiple cautions put him pretty far back. And Diego Yepes last season, this is where the championship changed, the championship outlook changed hands as Brady was able to very much close in on Diego's points lead after Diego had a faulty tire, I think, go down on the 77 and he had to pit early. But up front, Logan Cloud and Jay Jefferson starting first and fifth. They are 23 and 30 points back from Carson Bowers, who starts 11th, respectively. Now, Logan Cloud, 23 back, 3 wins on the season. Jay Jefferson, 30 back. He also has 3 wins on the season, but 2 of them have come during the chase. That is why he is one of the top drivers now in this fight for the championship. Cloud starting first. It's been a heartbreaking couple weeks for him, but he's trying to bring that 91 back into the point swing. And Jay Jefferson could have been the points leader entering this race if the engine held up. The TSR engine program has struggled in the past, and last season, all the Dodges were just blowing up left and right with Anjato and Texas Star Racing both. But they've both kind of fixed it this season for the CRTS team. Of course, Anjato with 5 wins coming off of Tip Foster's win at Iowa. But Jay in that 48, he is back with a vengeance. 30 points need to be made up. If Carson Bowers finishes 10th and Jay wins this race, that could still be a hefty chunk of points being taken up in there. And the reason why we say Carson Bowers finishes 10th, he has 15 top 10s on the season out of 20 races, though 2 of the last 4 races have been outside of the top 10. Michigan and Iowa, 11th and I believe 15th or 16th at Michigan. That 25 team hasn't really shown the speed that it has since Richmond, but they are still a contender week in and week out and possibly still the fan favorite for the title. One driver who we thought was the fan favorite for the title is Austin Murray. He's come into some bad luck recently. These 3 drivers, the 02, 27, and 88, failed inspection. Antoine Smith would have started 11th. Stephen Wallace Jr. would have started 20th, and Austin Murray would have started 34th. They start now 38th, 39th, and 40th. Looking further up, though, a couple surprises in the top 10, actually in the top 5. Diego Yepes put Shepherd Racing in 4th. He is the Season 2 Mountain Dew Custom Series winner here, so he knows how to get it done at Atlanta. In 8th is Eric Monaco, trying to fill and beat what Gunnar Matheson did last week at Iowa for Smart Motorsports. They start this race in 8th, looking for another top 10 performance. And Scott Roush qualified the 83 in 10th. Cordell Smith qualified it in 3rd last week, led some laps, and had a truck to beat if he was not trapped a lap down. Scott Roush trying to better that, possibly go up there and fight for the race win. His first attempt in the Crown Royal Truck Series in a competitive truck. We'll see how that goes. And Maxwell Fye in 9th, don't forget to count him. We're getting ready to go down trackside for the commands, but we have 40 drivers for 65 laps, fuel window about 30 laps. So we could see a 1 to 2 pit stop race, depending if this race goes green. The new Cup package, closer to Cup package we have this season, with the higher engine horsepower and better handling trucks. We'll see how it goes today here at Atlanta. 2 races left in the championship. Let's go ahead down trackside for the commands to fire the engines here at the Caterpillar 350 at the Atlanta Motor Speedway.
Drivers, start your engines!
Pepsi and the NSDCA have teamed up this season to bring you the Pepsi Pole Award for the fastest qualifier in all 22 Crown Royal Truck Series races this season. Today it's Logan Cloud at Atlanta. 2 races left before we crown our season champion, and he is one of the guys fighting for it. Looking to gain a bunch of points on Carson Bowers and stay ahead of Jay Jefferson today at Atlanta. Can he do it? The 1.5 mile tracks are suited for his truck and setup. We'll see how he does today at the Caterpillar 350 at the Atlanta Motor Speedway. With that, the engines are fired. It will be 40 drivers rolling off for the 65 laps here at the Caterpillar 350 at Atlanta. Logan Cloud starting on pole, Carter Friesen right behind him. Friesen's the owner of that number 91, but more importantly, Friesen's not racing for a championship anymore. He's just racing for some race wins to finish off this season. Starting 3rd today, he is out of the championship hunt. You need to be 82 points back from the points leader Carson Bowers to be mathematically eligible still for the championship heading into Atlanta. Friesen 83 back. Irving Allison was 85 back. He starts a bit further back. And DJ Gibson, who was injured at Talladega, still recovering in a Talladega hospital. He is out of the Chase Championship because he's not even in the 53 truck. But that is how that is. Then you still have Porta, Curtis, Murray, and Reed trying to get ahead of Carson Bowers today and get themselves back into the championship hunt. It is going to be a long race today, 65 laps. Fuel window 30 to 35 laps. So if this somehow goes green the entire way, we could see some pit strategy getting in those green flag pit stops. And it could become a fuel mileage race like that Season 2 Mountain Dew Custom Series race. But we'll just have to wait and see. Atlanta was chaotic last season. New package, faster trucks. Let's see how it goes today. Logan Cloud, Matty Porta leading us down. Carter Friesen and Diego Yepes right behind him. Green flag is in the air. Logan Cloud leads us down, and we are racing at the Atlanta Motor Speedway. Trucks stay orderly down into turn 1 and 2. 2 by 2, everyone staying in their lane. But off of turn 2 is where you'll see some big moves. Anderson Reed a bit slow on the inside. He backs up a little bit, and he's going to fall back behind Diego Yepes as Jay Jefferson trying to get aggressive early. He makes a move already for the second position. We're going to go out to the wide angle cam as they work their way through 1 and 2, making sure that everyone is able to continue on with this race. And we do make the first lap green. Logan Cloud in the race lead, Jefferson second, and Diego Yepes trying to use that draft. He's up to third in the Shepherd Racing equipment. And look at Scott Roush already with teammate Irving Allison and Ryan Butcher all fighting just inside this top 10. But Logan Cloud trying to pull away. He has a very fast speedway truck. He won at Chicagoland to finish off the regular season, got those bonus points, but he has not won in the chase. Jay Jefferson, on the other hand, has 2 of his 3 wins this season in the chase, unlike Cloud and Murray, who have all 3 of their wins outside of the chase. Those 3 drivers, Jefferson, Cloud, and Murray, are fighting to tie Diego Yepes' record for most wins in a season. That was 4 last season, but of course that was for his Diego Yepes Incorporated equipment, not this Shepherd Racing underpowered equipment. Logan Cloud, though, out in the race lead, trying to pull away with this one, and he is pulling away already. Now Jefferson is back in second. He's going to be fighting with Anderson Reed for the second position as he pulls back away from them. Jay just wants to finish ahead of Bowers. Both of these guys just want to finish ahead of Bowers. If Bowers wins this race, you could pretty much kiss that championship goodbye at this point. But as we saw last week, Jefferson was in second. He's had an immaculate chase. And it all went away from him in the final laps as the caution came out and his engine blew. That could happen with Carson Bowers. We'll just have to wait and see. As look at Carter Friesen shove Yepes through that outside line. We've actually seen that the outside line could be a bit better compared to a stacked up inside line, because if one person has a bad exit, hits those bumps down on the bottom of the track, that could slow him up and check up the whole line. As you see Porta trying to hang on over Bowers, as Bowers now goes back to the inside of him. Maxwell Fye there as well. Now Carter Friesen on his team owner Diego Yepes. That's for the 4th position. Yepes in the Order of the Arrow scheme for this 77 truck. It's happy to see him in this paint scheme. This is his most winningest paint scheme in the NSDCA. I believe all of his Mountain Dew Custom Series wins came in the 77 OOTA, except for maybe one. But I know a lot of truck wins came in Monster. So those 2 sponsors love Diego. They're going to stick out with him for a while. Now Anderson Reed up into second. He's fighting again, 76 points back. He needs to perform greatly over teammate Carson Bowers to stay in this championship hunt. Now he's up to second as he passes Jay Jefferson. Carter Friesen and Irving Allison up there. Top 5 now sit as all chase contenders, as Logan Cloud trying to pull away in that number 91. Yepes sits 6th. Carson Bowers is already up to 7th. Scott Roush in 8th. And as we said, he could be a big threat for this race now that he's finally in competitive equipment. Not to say that Ditech Racing is not competitive in the Crown Royal Truck Series, but they are underfunded, pretty backmarker team that's brand new. So they're just trying to get some of the Ditech drivers in the 83 truck, and Roush will be at Kansas next week, so maybe a top 10 today, or at least a top 10 run today, could build some big momentum for next week. Matty Porta now sits behind Carson Bowers. That could take him out of the championship, as here comes Tib Foster coming off of 2 wins in the chase so far. He has finished inside the top 10 every single chase race so far, and now he just moved himself back into the top 10. So Tib Foster having a breakout season in these final 7 races of the season. He is now becoming a real contender. Alex Peters now to the inside there. There's DJ Curtis. He also has to fight and try to pass Carson Bowers in points to get himself towards the front. 9 of 65 complete, so were clean and green early on. Logan Cloud out in front. We're going to go ahead and give you guys a flyby as you see Cloud pulling away, but the rest of the grid right there. Now it's stacked up behind Porta, Foster, and Maxwell Fay. And look at that big pack. There you see, though. Let's go back to the back real quick as there's going to be contact. Stephen Wallace Jr. into the wall by the number 05. That's Vince Freeze, and that is an alliance partner, so we went to the back just in time as those two crash. But we were looking at Austin Murray. He's already up to 30th, now trying to pass teammate Nathan Stapleton for 29th. But contact between those two, there you see the 72. Now he's back to 21st. That outside line kind of weak. There's Peter Onjak making his 101st start, or 101st start in the NSDCA right there in that 44 truck. But back up front, Logan Cloud pulling away. Anderson Reed trying to reel him in. Jay Jefferson, Irving Allison, and now Carson Bowers inside the top 5. Not really good to have Bowers so far up, but this race can still go on for a long time. Caution is out. Yellow lights are out. And it's Nathan Stapleton, Colton Yo, Zachary Fitzwater, and they're still wrecking. Antoine Smith's in it. Logan Bradley trying to get through. Alex Fletcher's in it. Stephen Wallace Jr. making his way through. Big hit for the 30 of Mikey Yamakaze, so a lot of trucks in this one. Anderson Reed was catching Logan Cloud. Hopefully they do not crash into anyone else down here, but that's many trucks torn up. Antoine Smith, he would have started this race 11th, and you can't help but think that that inspection failure cost him big time in that 02 truck. Colton Yo in the 84, he's going to be moving up to trucks next season. That's why he's getting the practice now for this 84 team. That's heartbreaking for those two. Logan Bradley with damage. CFRO just not improving at all. Yamakaze, Fletcher, Fitzwater, Stapleton, heavy damage. And as we said, Murray and Stapleton were trying to get by each other. So maybe we'll have to see what happened with Stapleton. Maybe Murray got a piece of him, but we'll take a look at that. First caution of the race, though, 12 of 65, and this is going to take fuel strategy out the window as now everyone comes down here. They're going to have to do at least a 2-stop pit strategy unless someone stays out for track position, which it does not look like anyone will. Logan Cloud leading us down. Anderson Reed, Jay Jefferson, Irving Allison, Carter Freeze, and Carson Bauer. 6 chasers inside the top 10. They're going to come down to the attention of their pit crews as Jay Jefferson actually held up by Anderson Reed pitting in front of him. Logan Cloud with that first pit box, though. This is great for these yellow flag pit stops as the first pit box. You don't have that far to go once you get done with your pit stop. Last week we saw a lot of 2-tire calls. This week it looks like we're going to be going 4 tires. Is now Anderson Reed there. Problems for Jay Jefferson. He was a little slow, but he's still going to come out 6th, just behind Diego Yepes. There you see DJ Curtis gaining a lot of spots. Brady Burkhart. Scott Roush drops back, though. Austin Murray picking up even more spots, so he might be up front by the end of this race. There you see the 05 of Vince Freeze. The 72, that team is really struggling with their pit crew. They have to run more of a volunteer pit crew because they don't have too much money rolling in like a lot of these back marker teams. There you see Stephen Wallace Jr. coming back off. Stapleton and Fitzwater and Fletcher, they're still repairing those trucks. But Logan Cloud in the race lead after pit stops. We'll get you guys a report if anyone took some strategy there. DJ Curtis might have. He picked up a few positions as well as Brady Burkhart. But we'll go ahead and take another look at what happened between the 05 and 27 and then get you guys a replay of what happened to bring out the first caution of the day here at the Caterpillar 350 at Atlanta. Not much else to say about this one. We saw it live, but Vince Freeze just going to the inside. Stephen Wallace Jr. is right there, and Freeze just kind of runs into the side of him, puts him up into the wall. So the 27 damaged early on, but 2 alliance partners might have to have a meeting on Monday about that. Let's take a look at the rest of the actual caution here at Atlanta. So what happens here is Colton Yo comes out of turn number 4, and he's going to blow a tire off of the corner. The abrasive surface here at Atlanta really chews up tires, and Stapleton just had nowhere to go. These guys are going to mostly get around Yo and Stapleton. They're both out of the race, but they mostly got around them, except up here you see is Logan Bradley was the innocent victim in it. He actually got hit by Stapleton, then spun. He gets hit by Zachary Fitzwater and Antoine Smith. Fitzwater hits pretty hard. I believe he's done for the day as well, but Logan Bradley supposedly should be continuing on as Antoine Smith, the angle here. He doesn't just hit Logan Bradley. He comes up the track. There is Vince Freeze, and then Alex Fletcher just nowhere to go. Strigley gets in it, and look at Eli Bright just part the C's there. Bradley just gets by. On board with Eli Bright as he does part the C's. And this incident, it was a long incident down the whole front straightaway, and you see there's the spin right there. Eli's just following behind. Now, first of all, he's going to just miss Stapleton. And then he's backing off. He sees the smoke trying to get through it. They start crashing up here. He slams on the brakes, and the C's part drives right on through. We're under caution for the first time today here at the Caterpillar 350. A tire blowout early on in this race sends multiple cars to the garage. A big mayhem on turn 1, and the front straightaway brings us to the first caution of the day here at Atlanta.
Man, I might just chill tonight.
Puppy monkey baby. 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 Puppy monkey baby.
Mountain Dew Kickstart. Dew, juice, caffeine.
Back live here at Atlanta, 15 to 65, going to be complete here. We'll go back racing on lap 16. Cloud and Reed on the front row, or the front two. Multiple drivers out of that one. Logan Bradley's out. The 84 cut a tire that led to everything. They took that truck behind the wall. Stapleton Fitzwater out, as well as Antoine Smith. Mikey Yamakaze and Alex Fletcher, pretty much all the drivers involved in that incident are out. 33 drivers still on track, though. Top 4 are chase contenders, separated by Diego Yepes, and then Jay Jefferson and Carson Bowers also back there. There's Tib Foster, DJ Curtis, Matty Porta. So right now, only Tib Foster and Diego Yepes, the 2 chase drivers not in this grid, not in this top 10. Anderson Reed, is he having an issue? Brake failure on the 41. That's going to take him out of the championship hunt as the 41's brakes go off in that truck. Logan Cloud, Irving Allison now lead us down. Carter Friesen's up there. That moves Zachary DeLello into the top 10. Logan Cloud leads us down. Green flags back in the air here at Atlanta, and Irving Allison is there. He's looking to the outside. Now Yepes is going to throw it 3 wide in that 77 down to the inside. And don't count out Jay Jefferson. He's getting aggressive right to the back of that 77. And Diego, I don't know if he wants to win this race much more than he wants to lead a lap and show that Shepard has some speed, because here he comes with Jay Jefferson down here. This is like a Season 2 or Season 1 Crown Royal Truck Series race with these guys fighting up here as Cloud's going to pull away. Friesen now clear into second as Diego's trying to work their way around, and they're all trying to work their way around Diego. There's Curtis now, might get himself into the mix around Carson Bowers. You got Ryan Butcher back there. Now Yepes using that outside line. Jefferson going to clear on the inside, as well as Carson Bowers, but here comes Carter Friesen for the race lead. This is going to be the battle as Friesen goes to the inside, just barely misses that 91. He takes the race lead, and Bowers was real up close and personal with Jay Jefferson. Off the corner now, Bowers up to the 4th position, and Diego Yepes, this 77 truck, they must have hit the setup here. They might be using a DYI setup with how fast this truck is today. He's still up inside this top 10 right now. And look at Tib Foster in that 40 now making moves around Jay Jefferson. I think that's more, they want, Anjada wants to get around Jefferson because that'll give more points for Carson Bowers to have next week, as Bowers now to the inside of Yepes. He's going to go for the 3rd spot. Carter Friesen pulling away in that 85, and Anderson Reed is back out on the track. I don't know what the failure was with the brakes, but they must have diagnosed it pretty quickly. He is 1 lap down in that 41 truck. Not damaged, though, so he should be able to keep pace. Looking back through the field, making sure everyone's running at least clean enough. Austin Murray is the only chase contender, I believe, not up inside that front group other than Anderson Reed now, as he's started from the back, still working his way up, and there you see James Ellison with him. Further back, you got Riley Spurley. In this pack of trucks right here, Irving, Jay Jefferson, or Jay's right there. Sorry, that's Matty Porta I was looking at. I don't know why I said that. But Porta, Butcher, Foster, Burkhart, Irving Allison right in this group. That's some heavy hitters right there. Carter Friesen out in front as Carson Bowers has cleared himself into second as he leads this draft train. And look at DYI, 1st, 5th, and their team owner up inside the top 10 as Cloud gets real aggressive with Bowers, or Bowers gets real aggressive with Cloud. I don't know. They made contact almost. As now here comes Jay off of the corner. DJ Curtis, though, let's just talk about him. Came in as the 10th seed, just like Matty Porta last season. He's in the championship hunt. 53 back, so he really needs Bowers to have a bad day. He needs Bowers to pretty much have the same failure that Anderson Reed did to gain many points. But Curtis, he could be a championship contender at Kansas if all goes well. Now he's up into second, and where have we seen that before if he can clear Cloud? Curtis versus Friesen, that was at Darlington and, or not Darlington. Yeah, that was at Darlington and Charlotte. Both of those guys got 1 win apiece out of those. But Curtis up here inside the top 5. 5 chase contenders up in here. Of course, Friesen not a contender anymore, but those guys still bad fast, showing that they are some of the best here in the CRTS. Porta now leading Burkhart and Foster further back there. As we got another battle for the lead. Cloud getting real close to Friesen again. These guys, I think they're all trying, I don't know what they're trying to do, but I think the side draft is starting to kick in because they are really getting close down into the corners. Maybe just trying to get them loose and maybe walk them up the track even more than they want to. But now Cloud dives it in. He throws it in, but a bit of a problem there as he hits a bump in the track, and Friesen's going to carry on the speed back to the outside. Jefferson now fighting off Curtis. Now Jay, he almost tried to dive in front of DJ, but he was right there trying to get around Logan Cloud. Now he's going to go to the outside, try to carry that momentum, and that's what he's going to do around DJ as Cloud continues to hang on to second position. Diego Yepes at the back of this group. There you see Matty Porta, Burkhart, Foster, Butcher, Roush, and Allison. Outside of Mikey Yamakaze, SBR's worst driver is right now 12th with Irving Allison as they run right now. So this is a great performance for SBR today, minus the 30 truck. Now Austin Murray's up to 14th. He's trying to show that he's still a chase contender with the speed, but his last few races just probably not going to get him into the title. If Carson Bowers doesn't crash out of this race or have a mechanical failure or anything, I'm pretty sure it's just going to be Jefferson and Cloud fighting him for the title. Unless those guys fall back far enough too, then Bowers might have this race locked up depending on how this goes. But again, we still have just over 40 laps to go, as we will come around to 40 to go this time by. And Diego Yepes, a fast truck in the 77. I wonder if SBR might have given them some equipment for this week, because they are up in the 3rd position today. Great performance by Diego, trying to hang on up there as Carter Friesen now might get attacked by Carson Bowers, and that's not what Jefferson or Cloud want to see. Is Carson Bowers, if he leads a lap, that takes their extra bonus point out. Cloud's extra bonus point out for leading a lap, as Cloud's now dropped back with Curtis and Jefferson, but Bowers all over Carter Friesen, and Diego Yepes in that 77 also there. Maybe Diego will pull a Brandon Morris from Kansas last season to try to make this championship interesting, as he's going to go to the inside of Carson Bowers, and that is for the 2nd position across the line. Bowers way to the outside, Yepes way to the inside. He's going to try to dive it on in. Hopefully they don't hit the bumps. The inside line very bumpy down there, but you can make the pass work. You can make the pass work on both sides of the track here. This is a very good track to pass on with this package. The higher speeds, they spread them out more. If you remember last season, we usually saw just pack racing, mostly at these 1.5ers, and we've still seen the crashes that came about in the CRTS, but these guys run it a bit faster. They're a bit more spread out, which gets the faster trucks up front on their own, as we got a battle for the lead between Bowers and Friesen. Bowers not able to make the pass on the inside. Now Diego Yepes bringing that 77 back up with his teammate, or his employee, DJ Curtis, right behind him. Jay Jefferson up there in that 48 trying to hang on over Cloud, because he needs to worry about passing Bowers, but he also wants Cloud behind him, because Cloud has 7 points on him heading into this race, but Bowers just has 30 on him as well. Bowers up in 2nd. It's going to need a problem here, but he is running very strong, just like he has all season. He's looking for that 2nd CRTS win this season, and 2nd of his CRTS career. And do not forget, in that number 25, if he wins this championship, he becomes the first multi-series champion, first multi-time champ, as well as getting Onjato their first Crown Royal Truck Series title, as well as getting Dodge their first Crown Royal Truck Series title. And the thing is, we've talked about this before as well, Onjato won the championship in Season 1 of the Mountain Dew Custom Series with the number 44 Peter Onjak, in Season 3 with the number 40 of Tib Foster. They do not have Roger Ray really far in the title hopes for Kansas in a few weeks in the MDCS. His caution is out on the racetrack, but they are in the chance for a championship here in the CRTS. So every odd year of the NSDCA, Onjato's won a championship, and this season might not be different, but we are under caution. Anderson Reed is in it. Cody Goforth is in it. Stephen Wallace Jr., Riley Spurley, Tube, Dusty Neal, Jose Perez, DJ Curtis will be out of this one. Sebastian Kukulon's in it as well. Caution is out. That is our 2nd big one of the day. So we've seen Eli Bright with heavy front end damage. James Ellison in the 53. I forgot about that. The 97, Dusty Neal, Jose Perez. The 5 of DJ Curtis, Sebastian Kukel, Anderson Reed. Heavy hits for all of them. Hopefully, the hits were not too severe, as they are pretty fast here. This is one of the fastest tracks on the circuit. But with all these cars being taken out in multiple crashes, we could be seeing some more opportunities for some of the back markers to try to get up there. But Carter Friesen leading us down on lap 31 of 65. Bauers going to bring himself to the attention of his pit crew back there. Jay Jefferson as well. Jefferson this time will not be held up by anyone, so that's good for that 48 team. Hopefully they don't get held up on the way out. 20 and 91 also got held up. We'll see if it's a 2 or 4 tire call. Atlanta eats up tires with this very old track surface. So hopefully these guys will go 4 tires. That's like the only strategy you can do. And Carson Bowers is going to lead them out. No, Carter Friesen just gets out there. Burkhart's going to be up to 3rd, but Jefferson 4th. Foster up there. Murray's up to 6th. Cloud and Porter are stuck on pit road as you can't really get out. And Cloud is actually having a bit more problems on his pit stop. 91's going to drop very far back. And we're down to just a handful of trucks left. Cody Goforth on pit road in that 24. But now even more drivers out of this one. Eli Bright, James Ellison, Riley Spurlertube, Curtis, Perez, Kukulon, Downey, the 01 of Roger Ray, Dusty Neal, Anderson Reed as well. If DJ Curtis was in it, it was probably up front, and it might have been another tire issue, honestly. We've seen that already with Colton Yo in the 84. We'll see what happened here. But Brady Burkhart's now up in this battle. Jay Jefferson is right there. But that Logan Cloud incident on pit road, it's a tough pit road to get off of, especially when a lot of people are 2 and 3 wide. You don't want to tear up the truck, so he's going to drop to the back. He has the speed, though. We'll just have to see if he can make his way through the pack. We're down to just about 25 runners left, I think. Cody Goforth coming back out, trying to stay on the lead lap for that number 24 team. And that will be only 22 drivers, 23 drivers left on this track. So this race starting to shape up like a super speedway race. Hopefully it doesn't go the same way as our last super speedway race. But Friesen and Bowers on the front 2. Let's go ahead, take a quick look and see what happened to bring out the second caution of the day here at Atlanta. So what happens here, DJ Curtis coming down the back straightaway, and I don't know, maybe Jay is going to get into him down into turn number 3 here, and that's what happens. Yeah, Jay dives it in, gets into Curtis, and shoves him up the track. Now he's going to come on down. It's a big crash that follows. Spurleytube hits him, and Jose Perez comes flying in that 35. Heavy damage to Curtis as he flips, and Dusty Neal also gets a piece of it. Anderson Reed in it as well. Curtis, thankfully, able to walk away from that crash. Wider angle shot of Sebastian Kukulon as the spin happened down at the bottom, but he just rushes in. There's really nowhere to go, and Jose Perez hits him. They go around. Big hit for him. Eli Bright comes in, hits him as well. And just mayhem ensues behind them. On board with Eli Bright, though, in that number 8 as he's back here, pretty far back in the pack. He has a nice space. He could have slowed down, but trying to get through it. They're all crashing up top, but then they start crashing on the bottom. Smoke clogs it up right into Kukulon. Many other drivers pile in on that apron. So we are under caution for the first time today here at Atlanta. A big crash that brings out the second caution of the day here at the Caterpillar 350, the Atlanta Motor Speedway.
Always getting attention, but some of you still don't know quack about. Aflac! So I'll serve it up. If you get sick or hurt, Aflac pays you cash fast to help pay for things major medical insurance doesn't, like rent, car payments, and groceries. Aflac! Get up, it's chicken.
So Atlanta, not really as big of the crash fest as we had last season with multiple cautions, but 2 cautions of 2 big ones in the straightaway and corners brings us to our second caution of the day. DJ Curtis, it was a vicious crash, and we have an update. He was able to get out of the truck upon further analysis of the replay. Jose Perez did hit him hard, but it did not hit him in the driver's side. It actually hit him near the Spurleytube cage around the feet, which was able to take most of that impact and save DJ from serious injury, so that we are thankful for that. That's 2 races in the last 3 that we've been thankful for, the Riley Spurleytube cage. But Back racing, we have 23 trucks left on the track, 34-65, green flags back in the air. Friesen leads them down, Bowers back there, but now Austin Murray's up here and he wants to play. This 88 truck is bad fast on speedways, and here he comes already round past Tib Foster. Now looking for Brady Burkhart, and there they go as Jefferson dives to the inside. He wants that move on Bowers. He needs those points on Carson as he dives down to the bottom. 23 trucks left, so with 23 trucks left, Carson Bowers would not be able to lose the points lead to anyone other than Logan Cloud. But if Jay can get up here, lead laps, and win this race, if Carson falls back maybe out to the 15th position, that could be much more manageable in the CRTS for Kansas next week, as Jefferson's going to do just that. Here he comes to the race lead in that 48. Contact with DJ Curtis getting into the corner brought us to that caution, but Jay now out in front. We got to worry about that left or that right front panel, though, on the bumper. It could be caved in, but now here comes the man, the myth, the legend, Austin Murray on these speedways. The driver who won by the biggest margin this season, 5 seconds at Pocono, and Pocono's just another speedway like Murray likes. He's now up to third after starting this race dead last in that 88. Irving Allison moving up to 5th. You got Diego Yepes and Brady Burkhart now starting to move back as Paul Jackson and Zachary Racing starts moving into the picture. The 53 truck is out as Yepes, I think, he slammed on the brakes. He almost got into Brady up there. But Zachary Racing still has 3 trucks in this race. They've been about mid-pack all day. You see Onjak back there as well. There's Vince Freeze. He's still in this cloud trying to work his way through the grid. There's the other 2 GMCs of the 72 of Eric Monaco and the 63 of Strigley. And then at the back is Stephen Wallace Jr., the 61 of Luke Rainey. He might have had a piece of that last caution. That's why he's slow. And Cody Goforth as well. But out in front is the 48 of Jay Jefferson trying to pull away. 38 of 65. Still a long way to go. But he is now your race leader. Carson Bowers drops back to 4th. With Bowers not leading any laps, if this race was to finish with him in 4th, Jay would actually be about 23 points back from Carson Bowers. So that's pretty good for Jay. As long as he can finish inside 1st or 2nd, Bowers can drop back maybe just inside the top 10, gain some points like we said pre-race. There's Scott Roush now working under Tib Foster. That is for, I believe, the 7th position as they're running right now. And Tib, a great performance this season. 2 wins, 5 wins for Anj Auto in 20 races. That is fantastic for this team that had so many problems last season, and now they're in the fight for a title hunt as Bowers now works on Friesen. That's for the 3rd position right here down into turn number 3, and Friesen's going to carry on the outside. That outside line is just so strong around here at Atlanta. Irving Allison, Matty Porta now right back there as well. As they're fighting for the 5th and 6th positions. We'll go out to the larger spectator cam so you can see how the field's running. 22 trucks left. I mean, you can still crash at 22 trucks, but hopefully now that we have some drivers kind of spreading out, we could see some better racing here at the end. Hopefully not many crashes. Cody Goforth is very slow, though. 170 to the almost 200 miles per hour these guys run, so I'd be kind of scared that this could be a role reversal. Last season, Dusty Neal was in the 84 truck, had a lot of damage, and slowed up Sebastian Kukulon, cost him a race win. Now it's the other way around with Cody Goforth in RER's program with a Texas Star Racing truck out front, though. Jay might just be able to drive past him. It's just one truck, and these guys aren't packed in together like they were last season. The top 6 all-chase contenders all spread out pretty much single file and just about evenly, as Austin Murray a bit slow as he hits some bumps down in turn number 3 and 4. But as we said, this track surface is old. It's bumpy. Logan Cloud's already back into the top 10, so don't even count him out. He still needs to get up there and be close to Carson Bowers to really have a shot at the title. As Diego Yepes, heartbreak for him. He's dropped all the way back. But as we were saying, Atlanta, you saw a tire failure earlier in the race with Colton Yo. The tires do get eaten up here on this old track surface. It's bumpy. It's old. The tires just get so worn out, and that's why the fuel window might be a bit longer than the tire window. So we don't know if they can maybe work those tires or not, as Cody Goforth is going to just park the bus in front of Jay and block him. One truck's on pit road. That's Luke Rainey. So that might be payback by Sebastian Kukulon being conniving right there, as he has Cody Goforth hold up Jay Jefferson, and that's going to cost him a lot. But now Friesen, where does he go? As he and Murray are going to be stuck behind the 24. We gave Dusty Neal a penalty last season for holding up the pack. Now we'll have to see what Cody Goforth does. He's very slow, just like Austin Delgado last week after his crash, but short tracks, it's pretty much easier to pass. Carson Bowers now, that's going to be contact between those two, and that was a championship, an easy championship, just about to flash right before Bowers' eyes as they went around the corner there. We're down to 20 laps to go. Logan Cloud, do not count this man out. He is driving on a tear. Restarted this race just outside the top 20. He's now moved his way into 8th and continuing forward. It's a bit of a setback that he's not able to lead some laps, but geez, he's almost up there ready to contend as he's just going to fly past Cody Goforth in that number 24 truck right there as Foster and Burkhart now working their way around. Diego Yepes, that's heartbreaking though. Something must have went wrong on that last pit stop. They might have adjusted something they didn't need to. He's dropping back. Luke Rainey seems to be up to speed now, so I don't know if they repaired that truck or just the tires are so much better, which that could also be a factor there. But now, after Cody Goforth held up Jay Jefferson, here's Friesen right back on him. And that's going to be a battle for the race lead. Austin Murray back there in the 3rd position as well. Irving Allison up to 4th, Porta 5th, Bowers 6th. Jay is just hoping he can win this race because as they run right now, that'd be about a 10-point gain. So 20 points is still pretty manageable, but really you need Carson Bowers to have a poor day here because he's so good this season. Again, 15 top 10s. This could be his 16th at 21 races. That's 75% that he's finished in the top 10 this season. Could be better if he finishes this race inside the top 10, but you really need Bowers to drop. Even if it's still a top 10, you need him to be 10th to gain as many points as he is. But there's Logan Cloud in 7th with a bad, fast truck. He's now catching Carson Bowers, and he's going to put that pedal to the metal, trying to get himself towards the front as he was screwed over in pit stops, had a slow pit stop, couldn't get out of his box, and now he's back up to 7th, challenging as Jay Jefferson pulls back away. Whatever adjustment they did on that last pit stop is really working for Jay, and he's doing everything he can to try to win this race, gain as many points as he can. Carson Bowers is now going to be fighting with a bunch of these guys, but remember, Irving Allison and Carter Friesen, they aren't fighting for the championship anymore. They don't have the points to do so. So they might still be fighting Carson Bowers here, trying to make it interesting for some of their drivers. Anything, though, really for Carter Friesen, anything would help. But DJ Curtis is pretty much out, too, so I forgot he was involved in that last crash. So Curtis is out of the championship. So is Anderson Reed. Austin Murray in this 88, he's fighting for everything, but he needs Bowers to finish, to be out right now, finish back in 23rd position to get back into it. Curtis is out. Porta's still fighting, though. And there you see Matty Porta right there in 4th. So Porta and Murray are trying to fight to get just inside that 41-point cushion, just in case something happens at Kansas that they can win the title. There right now, it's 2nd and 4th as Jay Jefferson continues to pull away here. There's Stephen Wallace Jr. There's Goforth again. He cycled his way through the field. This 24 is very slow. It was a 30.8 last time, 31.4 last time around. Stephen Wallace Jr. ran a 30.3 and Jay ran a 29. So Cody Goforth's almost 2.5 seconds off. They really need to just pull that 24 in or get him off the track because he is very slow and no need to be out there. If he holds up those leaders again, a penalty might be coming the RER's way. Back in 2nd, though, Austin Murray. 3rd is now Porta. 4th, Carter Friesen. Irving Allison up to 5th. Carson Bowers 6th. And Logan Cloud is catching him. This is the battle we want to see because Cloud is fast and he needs points. He wants to finish ahead of Bowers so he can fight for this title. And here they go, side by side for the 6th position. And I think Carson's might just going to give him that spot. No need to fight him right now. He's so much faster than you. And you see how far he gapped Carson. So Jay out front with 13 to go is very important for this championship hunt, but Cloud ahead of him as well is very important. The bad thing for Jay, the driver in 2nd is probably the best truck on the grid, Austin Murray. Though it hasn't seemed so the last few races, he is still bad fast on these speedways. The fastest truck, best aero package in the league, one of the best chassis packages in the league. It's just a fast truck, and he might take Jay out of this championship hunt if he can get past him, but we still have just 12 laps to go and 2 lap cars. Don't forget, Stephen Wallace Jr. slow, not as slow as Goforth, but he's slow enough that these guys will be able to catch him. There you see Jay and Murray off in the distance, and Goforth is so slow they might catch him twice before this race is over. Porta in third, Freeze in fourth, Allison fifth, Cloud sixth, and Bauer seventh. The 7 remaining chase contenders inside the top 7 and pulling away from Burkhart, Foster, and the 83 of Roush. There's Butcher and DeLello, last season's winner. Yepes had a top 5 going. The pit stops have not gone his way. I think the adjustments screwed him over. He's back in 14th. There's Alex Peters, 61's a lap down. Paul Jackson, Maxwell 5, Vince Freeze, Eric Monaco, Joseph Strigley back there as well. And those guys are fighting right there. Strigley and Monaco are 19th and 20th, meaning they would be the last 2 to get the upgrade points, the TUP. There is the 27. He's not going to be able to catch up. He's too slow unless they crash up front. But now 10 laps to go and Murray's caught him. This is going to be the battle for the race win here with 10 to go. Hopefully the lap trucks, if they when they do come around, hopefully they stay out of the way, as Murray actually had a very poor 1 and 2, a great exit for Jefferson, and now that might bring Porta back into the hunt. Bowers is now hunting Cloud, but you know these two. Cloud's going to fight Carson tooth and nail for that position, as Carter's now making a move on Irving for 4th. But that is the battle we'll be watching, as Jay Jefferson now pulls back away, just trying to hang on, as Porta is now going to be fighting Austin Murray. And Porta, he might not be able to make the championship after this. He has 44 points. If he finishes ahead of Bowers, he would be mathematically eligible, but it'd still be over 30 points back, which is a very harsh thing. But again, he almost won the championship last season, entering the last race 30 points back. But Porta in third, he's not just fighting for this, he's fighting for his first career Crown Royal Truck Series win and first oval win. As Stephen Wallace Jr. is down pit road, are we going to see pit strategy in this race? SWJ's down, but they might just be trying to repair that truck, or the tires are going down. Maybe it's a smart call to get him out of there, as Jefferson has now opened up a giant gap once again, as here comes Irving, and now they're 3 wide up here. This could be very dangerous into turn 3. 2 wide didn't even work earlier, as Murray now drops back to Porta. So we're going to see what happens. Stephen Wallace Jr. on pit road. Here comes Jay. Hopefully he's able to work his way around Cody faster. And no, again, that's going to be a penalty. That's got to be a penalty. That is messing with the race win right here, especially if Jefferson now loses this race. Goforth back in front of him. So I think we're going to have to call them to the hauler after this race. Now, Jefferson didn't lose as much ground as he did last time. We do only have now, I believe, 6 laps to go. As Carson Bowers chucks it in under freezing, and Jay's coming on pit road. This is going to be fuel strategy. Jefferson and Cloud are in pit road. They're running out of fuel. Give it to Porta and Murray. Bowers is still out there. If this fuel strategy lasts, oh my gosh, they just split Goforth. If Bowers has enough fuel, this championship is his. That's all we can say about it. As they are in, we're going to take a look. I don't know if you take tires on this last run, but now we got to see, will the fuel last? 5 laps to go. Porta's coming in. Murray's coming on in. They're both coming on in. Goforth staying out. Irving's in. And I believe Bowers is staying out. Diego Yepes, didn't he win the Mountain Dew Custom Series Season 2 race on fuel strategy? Now Bowers stays out. This could cost him big time, and it was fuel only for Jay Jefferson, as he's going to pull out ahead of Cloud. But there's Carson Bowers. Now the question is, does Bowers have enough fuel to make it to the end? If he does, he could really win this race, but you got to say 4 laps of fuel. He was pretty slow, and I think he's coming down now. You see him on the bottom here, and he's heading through. He will be coming down. So fuel strategy at the end, no one's going to be able to play that strategy. There is Jay Jefferson now as Goforth comes in behind Bowers. That means he won't have those drivers. There's Cloud all the way back there. And now there's Austin Murray. Here comes Jay, and that is for the race lead right there. Jay's going to clear Murray off the corner, and Jay Jefferson is doing what he needs to do to win this. Now, these guys are slow. They didn't take tires, so they got to race gingerly now. As Bowers is going to come back out, there is Jay. This is going to be extremely close on this battle here, as here comes Jay around. There is Carson Bowers. Here is Jay, and Murray's back there, so Jay really needs Bowers to lose a lot of time, but I think Bowers might actually be picking up spots from that. There's Austin Murray back there. That's going to be for second. So Carson Bowers, that strategy stayed out a little later. He's actually going to gain about 3 spots there on them. But Jay Jefferson out in front. He's doing everything in his power possible to get himself into the championship. And now Bowers is looking for second on Austin Murray here. This could be dangerous heading into turn 2, especially with how we've seen some guys entering corners. But Jay Jefferson, he's 3 laps away from tying Diego Yepes's record for most wins in a season as well. This will be a 3rd chase win, breaking a record, I believe, set by Diego Yepes last season at 2. But here we go. Jay Jefferson, he has 2 laps left. There's Carson Bowers right there. Allison and Cloud just behind. Now looking further back, Burkhart's in 6th. Porta's back there. Foster looking for another top 10. He just has to hang on, I believe, over one of those guys in that pack. Diego Yepes has dropped real far back, but you see how slow these guys are with how bad their tires are. Almost 2 seconds off their fastest lap, just nursing these tires home. But it's going to be a white flag for Jay Jefferson. 3-second advantage. Carson Bowers plays the strategy, and he's not going to gain as much, or he's not going to lose as much as he thought on Jefferson. He's going to gain on Logan Cloud, but white flag is out for Jay Jefferson and this Texas Star Racing team. They did everything they could this race. If Iowa did not happen, he would have been dominating this points lead into Kansas, but now he's going to have to fight from the back. Down the back straightaway, looking for his 4th career win this season, looking to put himself as one of the greats all time in the NSDCA. Stephen Wallace Jr., just do not touch him as they come off the corner. Jay Jefferson, 4th win on the season. He wins the Caterpillar 350. Carson Bowers comes home 3rd. Logan Cloud comes home 5th. Porta, Curtis, Murray, and Reed are out of it. It is a 3-horse race for the title, and Carson Bowers is going to be the points leader with a giant gap heading into Kansas. But you cannot count out Jay Jefferson. A fantastic performance this chase so far. 3 race wins, and now that's 3 race wins and actually 4 races. And if last week didn't go his way, he could have been on 4 in a row if that engine did not expire, which I hate to keep bringing it up, but it is something important for this championship. Jay now, he has to fight. If he can overcome that Iowa win, Iowa problem, that is going to be probably the greatest comeback in the NSDCA history so far for a title. But Jay Jefferson will be seated, I believe, 2nd in the standings. He finished very far ahead of Logan Cloud, and I don't think Cloud nabbed the most laps led, but we'll get the points on the screen. Enough speculation. Jay Jefferson comes home with his 4th win on the season. That 48 team has turned up to these chase races with power, and he has now taken his 3rd win in 4 races, and now he will have his sights set on Carson Bowers along with Logan Cloud. Those 3 drivers will be the 3 fighting for your championship at Kansas. We thank you guys so much for tuning in to the Caterpillar 350. 2 big crashes, but a great fuel mileage run to the end. The fuel mileage strategy didn't last for anyone, but Carson Bowers is probably the big winner out of that, coming from 7th to 3rd on that pit stop after going fuel only and having a great pit stop there in that number 25 team. It was an exciting race, came down to the end, and Jay Jefferson picks up his 4th win on the season, tying him for Diego Yepes in most wins in a season. That now puts 2 drivers with 4 wins in a season and 2 drivers with 3 wins in a season in CRTS history. We'll see what happens at Kansas. Can Jay break that record in his fight for a title? We thank you guys so much for tuning in to the Caterpillar 350 at Atlanta, and we'll see you guys next time. The championship race at Kansas in just a few weeks. Thank you guys for watching. See you guys next time on the NSDCA.